Jack Doherty's downfall didn't start with Kick, and it definitely didn't start with his latest ban. What most people are reacting to now is just the final chapter of a story that's been building for years. Long before the fame, the money, and the non-stop controversy, there were warning signs that almost no one paid attention to. And once you see the clip that recently resurfaced, it becomes impossible to ignore how far back this really goes. When Kick decided to bring Jack Doherty back, it wasn't some quiet comeback. It was a statement. Everyone knew his history and everyone knew the risks. Critics immediately questioned why the platform would tie its name to someone with such a messy track record. Still, Kick seemed to believe controversy equals clicks. The logic was simple. Attention brings traffic and traffic brings growth. But what they underestimated was how fast that attention could turn toxic. Instead of proving people wrong, this decision only put a spotlight on problems that were never actually fixed. And almost immediately, it became clear this wasn't a comeback story at all. It was the beginning of another collapse. It didn't take long for everything to fall apart. Within just days of being welcomed back, Jack was already back in hot water. The same patterns people warned about started showing up again, and the backlash came fast. Kick was suddenly forced into damage control mode, and before a full week had even passed, the platform had no choice but to ban him again. This time the move didn't just hurt Jack. It made Kick look careless for ever giving him another chance. And as the criticism piled up, one question kept coming up. How did anyone think this was going to end differently? Just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any worse, an old clip began making the rounds online. This wasn't recent drama or something taken out of context, it was footage from years ago, back when Jack was barely a teenager. As people watched it, reactions shifted from frustration to genuine concern. The clip showed a moment that should have raised red flags immediately, and for many viewers it suddenly explained a lot. What looked like reckless behavior today started to feel like something that had been normalized for him a long time ago. As more people watched the clip, attention quickly shifted to Jack's father. In the video, he's seen casually handing Jack the keys and letting him drive on public roads at just 12 or 13 years old. No safeguards. No hesitation. To viewers, it felt less like a joke and more like a complete lack of responsibility. Online reactions made one thing clear. This wasn't just about a kid making a bad decision, but about an adult failing to step in. Parents are supposed to set limits, especially when safety is involved, and many believe this moment showed just how early those boundaries were missing in Jack's life. Fans and critics alike began connecting the dots. Growing up with early success, fast money, and no real consequences can seriously affect someone's judgment. Reports suggest Jack was rarely told no, and that unchecked freedom seems to have become a pattern. From dangerous stunts as a kid to high-risk choices as an adult, this lack of boundaries appears to have shaped the reckless behavior we see now. And for viewers, it raises a bigger question. How much of his current chaos is the result of poor guidance rather than his own choices? All of this eventually led to where Jack is now. With Kick cutting ties, he's suddenly without a stable platform or reliable income stream. The attention that once fueled his rise now seems to be working against him, turning every move into another controversy. Mentions of expensive crashes and reckless decisions only added to the growing criticism, with many questioning whether he ever learned from past mistakes. What once looked like unstoppable momentum now feels fragile, and for the first time, Jack is facing the reality that fame without boundaries doesn't last forever. So here's the real question. Could all of this have been avoided if Jack Doherty's parents had stepped in earlier? If they had set limits, guided him carefully, and focused less on money and early fame, maybe his story would have been very different. Instead, a combination of unchecked freedom, early success, and risky decisions paved the way for the chaos we see today. Now, with platforms like Kick off the table and his reputation in question, Jack's future is uncertain. What do you think? Could proper guidance have changed everything? Let me know in the comments, and if this video gave you something to think about, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Your support really helps the channel.